So I've been having a really annoying problem with my 2004 Honda Pilot with the alarm. It's basically gotten all my neighbors pissed off, and it's a very hard problem to debug because you want to figure out what's wrong, but without continually setting off the alarm again. But basically the alarm was just going off in the middle of the night when the car was locked. So the way it works is there's several sensors around the car that detect if things are open or closed. So there's one for the hood here. There's at least one on each door. I think there's one for when you connect and disconnect the radio, one for the lift gate, and so on. So through some research, I found that the most common problem is the hood sensor. Unfortunately, if the hood sensor ends up being your problem, it's very easy to just disconnect it, and that'll just solve your issues. So I'll just show you that real quick. This one right here. And if I follow this wire up through here, you'll see that it connects right there. So I have to just trace that wire to make sure you disconnect the right one, but it's not this one, it's this one. And it's really easy to disconnect. There's a push. You push the tab right there, and it just easily pulls out. Yeah, just did it with one hand. And with that sensor disconnected, it won't falsely detect that the hood is opening and closing. And if this is the sensor that's bad, that'll solve your issue. If it's one of the other sensors, that's a little more complicated, because like in the door, you've got to take the door panel off and find the right place to disconnect. Fortunately, I didn't have to do that. So this is a good first thing to try. Disconnect this, then close your hood, and I can show you some quick tips to help you debug if that's the problem or not. Okay, so when the alarm is working correctly, when you press the lock on the key fob, you should see these lights blink once. So that's what normally happens. So one thing I noticed when the alarm was malfunctioning was sometimes I'd hit the lock and the lights wouldn't blink. So I found out, I believe that's because the sensor was detecting that the hood was open, so it wouldn't blink to say that everything's good, I incorrectly assumed that if the lights don't blink, that means the alarm's not engaged, but that's actually incorrect. The alarm actually always engages whenever you lock the car. Another thing I assumed was that if I came here and I just manually locked it, without using the key fob and without locking it with the key on the outside, that would not engage the alarm. Just doing that. That's also incorrect. Even though the manual seems to state otherwise, that's not what I observed. Me just locking it like this. Actually, you can see there, the alarm did engage because that light's blinking. So really the only way that the alarm is definitely off is if you leave it unlocked.